Greetings, and welcome to another exciting episode of Caribbean Classroom. Tonight we have a little potpourri of a program, and we have a lot of... Michael, I'm on 3. Thank you. That's right. You just tell them, okay? You and me tonight. I got an exciting show for you this evening. We are doing a program end of year. This is the last live broadcast I have for 2008, and I invited a few people to join me in the studio to kind of look back at the year 2008, at the same time to bring you some new information and some things that are excitingly happening to some of the people that I know personally. And I figure, well, why not make it all personal? And so I have a baby on the set tonight. So if you're hearing a baby crying, don't feel no way. You know what baby is like, and so she's making her debut on television, Caribbean Classroom, tonight.
Yes.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna start far away from me, and oh, Jesus, Lord of mercy, I went right out the window with your name. But anyway,
John, it's good to be here. My name's Gail Lewis.
Gail Lewis, that's right. Gail, you're good at this thing. Gail Lewis is here, and next to Gail we have Pat Nurse, an author, and I'll come back to Gail in a minute, but an author and a professor and a few other things.
Costume designer.
I'm a big-time mass player. If you what? Okay, then, well, no, this brethren, when I first started Caribbean Classroom, and I was still trying to figure out exactly what direction I wanted this to take, and he was one, I think he might have been, he was not the first show that I did, but he was among the first 5 shows that I did, maybe the first, second or third or fourth, but anyway, he was within the first 5 shows that I did. Donald Vernon is here this evening, attorney at law, and if you're looking for a good attorney, they tell me Donald is one of the best we have in Queens, well, New York City, and so if you're in any kind of problems, speak to Donald Vernon. Donald Vernon, welcome to Caribbean Classroom.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, and the guest of the hour is the young lady who, I don't remember her name though. But Mommy gonna tell us the name. I don't remember the name.
Come on, John.
I don't. But anyway, her mother is JD. JD is also a QPTV producer, who is a filmmaker, who is someone who has been in the business for a good long while now, and she's just done her first featured film.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And has gotten some good ink about it. And so JD and her 11-month-old Lori is here. Hi, Lori. And you hear your name and you know your name. Yay. No, don't give him your phone. Next thing you want to call you late tonight. And Madam Mother, of course, I know your hands are full right now, but new mother to that too. But Laurie was behaving so nicely before, but now you're getting excited. I know, you're on TV. So no, here's the headline. St. Lucian honors Belle Harbor victims at African Film Fest. This was in Carib News, or no, Caribbean Life, let me make it right. What's the date on this? December 3rd.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And J.D. Rose is the one. Now, maybe you don't know, maybe some of you, probably you just come to New York for the first time, but a few years ago, 2001, a plane that was bound for Dominican Republic. Santo Domingo, right?
Yes.
Well, fell out of the sky and fell in Far Rockaway and devastated quite a few homes in that area. And so now JD has put that, documented that in a film. Talk to me about that a little bit, JD.
Okay.
Well, Lorian, get excited.
Okay. Okay, the name of the film is Flight 587
Right.
Honor.
587?
Flight 587 Honor.
Okay.
That was the flight. It left JFK and headed for Santo Domingo, and within 90 seconds, it crashed on top of 4 houses in the Belle Harbor section of Queens. And that is the number 2 worst air accident in American history on U.S. soil. And because it was 2 months after 9/11, it seems to be the forgotten plane crash, even though it is number 2, which is behind the number 1 air accident. 9/11 is not categorized as an accident because it was deliberate.
Right.
The number 1 air accident was American Airlines Flight 191, which was bound from Chicago to Los Angeles in May of 1979. I get asked that question all the time.
Right.
TWA Flight 800 is the number 3 worst air accident.
Over the Long Island Sound.
Over Long Island Sound
Right.
in 1996. It's by body count, the number of deaths.
Oh,
That's how they determine which is the worst.
Okay.
So Flight 587 is number 2, and yet you never hear about it. So what I set out to do was when I made my documentary, was to, my film chronicles 5 families, 5 victims' families. And it's a series of interviews with those families, and what they talk about is what they've gone through since the crash and the day of the crash.
Okay. Okay. What kind of a research did you do to get to the point of deciding those 5 families?
Well, the research that I did was whenever there's an air accident, there's always the quote-unquote ringleaders of the families. And there were 2 in this particular flight. One specifically for the families in Santo Domingo and another one for the families here in New York. So the extent of my research was finding out who they were and making sure that I met them. I've been attending the memorial services since I started working on the film in 2006. I met them, I handed out flyers, and I met...
All right, let me see. Come, let me see if I could help Mavi. You know, come to Daddy? Come to Daddy.
Don't say.
Oh, okay, come to this other man over here. So.
Say uncle.
Come to uncle. Right. Bring up the microphone a little bit.
Okay.
It's live television. What are we going to do? We have baby on set. So, you know, it's all family, right? Look at this camera over here. Wait, I have a call? Is this why I'm getting feedback? Oh, no, okay.
Hello?
Yes, good evening, caller.
Good evening, how are you?
I'm good.
This is Frank.
How are you doing, Frank?
Ozone Park, how are you?
Pretty good, pretty good.
I want to know, what a cute little baby. I like that. I was wondering, though, why they don't leave the baby with Aurelia or someone on the outside to watch the
Because we want the baby on the set, you mind? We want the baby on the set. We want the baby on the set, right? There you go. She's making her debut tonight.
Absolutely.
Some people say they don't want to see on the TV. But anyway, go ahead with your story. No, as you will say.
How did I find the family?
Go back, right, go into the families.
Well, I've been attending the memorial service since I started the film in 2006. I found out who the contact people were, and the very first day, at the very first memorial service I attended, I handed out flyers to family members requesting their contact information, basically that I'm working on this film, and if they'd be interested, can I contact them? The families that were that were the easiest to get to were the ones that were included in the film.
Okay. Have you had any kind of governmental opposition, support, denial, organizational support? I mean, no, you're meeting Donald for the first time, so then they got the Center for
Caribbean Progress.
There you go, Center for Caribbean Progress. So maybe they might want to sponsor the. How long is the film?
52 minutes.
About an hour.
Yes.
Okay, good. Not bad. And you've entered, according to this, the African Film Festival?
Yes, it screened this past Friday, December 5th, at the African Diaspora Film Festival. It screened at Columbia University.
Okay. And the reaction so far?
Oh, so far it's been very positive.
Okay.
Especially the family members. They're very pleased with how it came out.
Okay.
I have a question for the filmmaker, JD.
Yeah?
I was curious to know if she had any type of financial support to help her make this documentary from the Latino organizations or anybody of that, you know, in that organization. How did she fund the documentary?
I know the answer, but I'll let her answer. Go ahead.
Well, how do you know the answer?
Because I just know the answer. I mean, I'm psychic like that.
I didn't receive any funding, Pat. I self-financed the film myself. I do have a co-executive producer named. Basically, I received a tax-free gift, but basically, and instead of going on a shopping spree, I chose to do this project.
Pat, are you a filmmaker yourself?
No, I am not.
Are you an aspiring filmmaker?
No, I am not.
You're just interested in filmmaking?
No, I was just curious to find out if she had any type of support from the Latino company, because this is sort of like
about them.
Minority, trying to do something positive for the community, at least to help them relate to these issues that occurred. And I was just wondering, as a filmmaker, I know it's very money as far as that is concerned. It's not that easy to come by, so I was just curious as to know, because she's a young woman and, independent, obviously, and I was just curious about that.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your call.
And the baby, where's that cute baby? Okay. Thank you. Have a good night.
And thank you for watching the program.
No problem.
All right, now.
Okay, bye-bye.
Call us, y'all. Keep the conversation coming. There's a process that one has to go through in order to accomplish all of that. And it's called writing and preparation.
Yes.
Walk us through that piece.
Well,
not just your film, but in general.
Well,
vis-a-vis writing, good writing.
Good writing?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say you wanted to turn your book into a movie. Well, you're the author of the book. Either you would have to turn it into a screenplay script with dialogue, back and forth dialogue, or you would have to have a screenwriter write it for you.
Hearing that.
And you had a screenwriter?
For my documentary?
Yeah.
I had a writer that sorted out the order in which the interviews appeared, but I had the final say.
See. But and that's what I'm saying. That in order for us to decide on questions, the kind of questions we're gonna pose. Now, you're talking about the person ordering the film, so to speak.
Correct.
Right? I mean, you ought to know something about structure,
Yes.
grammar,
Yes.
for it to make sense.
Yes. For it to flow.
For it to flow.
Yes.
I'd like to ask, what's your next project? What are you thinking of next, besides Carnival Woman?
Plug.
Shameless plug.
Yes.
I'm glad you asked.
Okay.
There's a historical event that took place on one of the Caribbean islands. I'm not going to specify which one. I'm going to specify when, in the 1940s. Pretty devastating event to the island. And I would like to recreate that event on the scale that Titanic happened, and it was recreated into this big blockbuster. I've got a blockbuster in mind that takes place on a Caribbean island. It's historical, so it'll educate the masses as to what happened.
Did it have something to do with that volcano? By any chance?
No. No.
She's not saying
And there's a
Natural
love
causes,
story.
natural events, or
But no, blockbuster, so we could expect that in 2009 maybe?
I need funding to do
Funding.
this.
Well, here's your appeal. You have a website maybe? Or a way that people could reach you?
My email address.
And you want to tell
See,
them?
I need funding. I don't even have a website.
There you go. So tell them the email that they could...
Email address, 1jd@hotmail.com. ONEJAYDEE@hotmail.com.
And somebody might be interested in funding the next project. Big blockbuster event on a Caribbean island.
On a Caribbean island.
Do we have a name for it yet?
With Caribbean lead actors? No.
Oh, we don't have a name for it yet.
No, I can't
She's
reveal
not
any of
letting
that. I
it. She's
can't
not
reveal any of that yet.
Not even a little hint.
Just that the Caribbean will be represented.